What is the architecture of the first iteration of conscious engines that you're thinking about?
It's a tiered architecture, and the most important things is the input layer as well as like the core engine. The most important thing is just gathering data, getting the context and making sure like it knows things around you, and that's through like a bunch of sensors. Obviously it's going to be some sort of wearable eventually that you can just like either put it on your chest or like as an earpiece or as a smart glass or something like that. Once it gathers all the information, it goes into like a couple of layers wherein it has a persistent memory, because for consciousness you need to have memory as well. And then there is like the main engine, which has a couple of things around how the information is processed, the consciousness cycle actually going on. So it's more or less a glorified cron job, but in a smarter way. And it has like algorithm which I'm developing, which kind of makes it easier for decision making. And based on that, it generates an output. And then that output is again like eventually going to be in the physical world. So either it just triggers an agent orchestrator, or it takes actions on its own, or it just has a hardware component to it which can just maybe go to the fridge, grab a Red Bull and just give it to you or something like that. So that's how I'm imagining it. So input layer, which is through sensors. And then I don't feel LLMs are the best architecture to build this kind of a system, but right now it's LLM, and then input LLM and then output. So that's like a couple of tiers, if that makes sense.
I remember reading about this on your website, or maybe it was on an X post that you had published, where you said that the solution here is not just bigger models, right? This is not sufficient. What do you mean by that? And what is the preferred solution, even if it's not something that exists, but how would you describe the preferred solution?
I'm of the opinion that most of the AI models, like LLM based models, have amnesia. So they don't remember anything. Like you have a context window, and as soon as that context window is gone, there's nothing else. So imagine there is a child and you give it like how to play football, and you just hand over that book to that child and it just plays and that comes back, and then you take that book away. That's not how learning works, right? So LLMs are stateless. So you give it an input, it generates an output, it doesn't care about the output. So output is gone, now like reset. So amnesia, reset. I kind of want to build a model which learns from the output itself. So output matters. Whatever is the output, it matters, and it goes back into the LLM as experience. So instead of accessing memory, it's just a part of its experience. So you make the LLM more stateful, instead of it being a stateless model, and then you apply maybe sort of reinforcement learning. So you have an LLM, then you have like a pipeline which can just feed it back, and then it learns from experiences. So the memory thing is eliminated, something around that.